Hey, what's up, guys? Number one casual NBA fan, Starry Ray here, and I'm going to be talking about the trade deadline, specifically the Brooklyn Nets trading James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond. This is such a crazy trade. It ends the process. The process is, I guess you can say it's over now because the Ben Simmons is gone. So now it's just Joel Embiid, the original member of the process duo. And the big three, the Nets' big three, never came to fruition. We never got to see what that was going to be because of injuries and because of COVID. We never got to see the big three live up to what everyone thought was going to be the powerhouse, the new dynasty. It's crazy. This trade deadline was really crazy, and the Lakers did nothing. The Lakers did nothing. I can't believe it. I'm so sad. But it's not about the Lakers, because the Lakers are over. The season is over. It's all about the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm going to give my opinion about why I think the 76ers, the Nets have won the trade. I think that the Nets are going to be so much better without James Harden on their team. It's kind of, you might think like, why? Like, James Harden is averaging 22 points this season. He's still playing good. But I think that Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond are all going to play key roles into this Nets team. And because that Nets team that is kind of lacking, if we're going to be honest, they're big. They had the big three, but Kyrie can only play half of the season. Half of the games of the season. He can only play the road games. Kevin Durant's hurt right now, and James Harden wasn't really given it all because he did not want to be there. And now that they got James Harden gone, I think that Seth Curry and Andre Drummond and Ben Simmons are going to be able to take some of those other roles from the lesser stars, and they're going to really contribute bigger moments and everything. I think that's why I think that the Nets are really in favor of this trade, because Ben Simmons is still an amazing player. Despite what happened in the playoffs, he's still an amazing player, and he's still a really talented player. Just because he maybe have shooting demons with him, it doesn't take away the fact that he still can give you amazing passes, and he could give you really good he could probably give you like 20 points every other night and stuff. So Ben Simmons, his name has been dragged through the mud, but he's no scrub. He's not a scrub at all. And I think that's why, I think he just didn't want to play with the 76ers. I don't think it's anything besides that. I don't think he wanted to play with Joel Embiid and the 76ers. I think he just wanted out of that place. And I don't think it has to do anything with his play. Because obviously, the 76ers probably would have just loved to have him come back. But that bridge was burned completely. And he felt a certain way about how they treated him after his, I guess you could say, collapse in the playoffs. So I think that he probably has been working out this whole time. I don't think he's just been chilling at home. I think he's been putting work in his game, and I think he's just not showing it. So I think when he comes to the Nets, whenever he does have his debut, I think he's gonna be able to pick up where he left off and add more to it. But also, there's going to be a ton of pressure on him as well, because we want to see him shoot the ball. We want to see him be aggressive, and we don't want him to see him passive, because then, it just falls back to everything that happened with the 76ers. So, there's two sides of that. But I think that getting out of Philadelphia is going to be tremendous for Ben, and I think he should be able to bloom with Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I don't see why that trio can't work. You know what I mean? And there's also Patty Mills there as well. That those two have a relationship. I think I'm not too sure. I think I saw something about them having some sort of relationship, but that also helps as well. So I think that it should be good. I think, and he has Seth Curry. Seth Curry was there with the in the playoffs. So I think this trade is really good for the 76ers. Not only do they get Ben Simmons, a star athlete, an all-star player. They get Seth Curry, who came up big, who was their second best player in that playoff series against the Atlanta Hawks when Ben Simmons, just collapsed. Seth Curry was the second player with Embiid, and sometimes he looked like the best player when Embiid was not playing his best. Seth Curry was absolutely balling. I remember he was shooting threes lights out. It was crazy because it was so crazy because everyone's saying that should have been Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons should have been the second best player, but he wasn't even the second best player. He couldn't finish the game. So Seth Curry was a consistent, great shooter for them in that series, and honestly, he kept him in a lot of the games. So I think bringing him into the 70s, to the Nets. Bringing him into the Nets, I think he's gonna be able to just just help so much with the shooting and everything. I think he's a great shooter, and I think he should be really good. I think he's a 40% 3-point shooter this season, which is amazing. So I think, and Joe Harris is out. I think Joe Harris might be out for the rest of the season or some sort of maybe the playoffs, until the playoffs, but he's going to be able to pick up that pace, So I think, getting Seth Curry is an absolute win for the Nets, honestly, because I think Seth Curry is underrated. I really think he's going to be underrated in this whole thing. Like he's going to shine. I think he should shine. I hope so. But yeah, I think he should really help the Nets with their shooting. I don't see how, he's just a shooter, he's a shooter. Shooters shoot. Nothing should be taken away, he's not ball dominant or anything, So I think that's going to be perfect for them. And the Nets also getting Andre Drummond is perfect because the Nets are a small team as well. So they need someone to rebound and be down there in the paint doing the dirty work. And Andre Drummond can do that. He was having a great season. He was helping the 76ers so much. So I think he should just be able to come in with the Nets and just, rebound and do what he has to do in the paint. And I think I think this is why the Nets are better off because of everything they got. They get 3 players for 1. Usually getting the more players you get back, the better the trade, at least in my opinion. They get 3 great people, great players that are going to be able to that they could just pop right into their lineup, So it's perfect. And the only reason I say it's perfect because I don't know if the 76ers are going to be able to just pop James Harden into the lineup. It's been Joel Embiid's team this whole season, and he's been playing amazing. I wish that the 76ers I wish they just traded pieces away and able to just build around Joel Embiid, because I think Joel Embiid is the future, obviously now, because when Ben Simmons was there, it was whose team was it? But now it's obviously Joel Embiid's team, and I wish they would just build around him because I think he's a lot better. I think that he's the guy. They gotta do it. He is their franchise now, and I wish they would just build around him because I don't know if James Harden is necessarily gonna help that much. I don't know. James Harden is he's the ISO king. So I don't know James Harden. I don't know how that, the pick and roll could be amazing. But, I don't know. Just getting rid of Seth Curry and Andre Drummond is just kind of like, I don't know. For the price for just James Harden, like James Harden is going to have to be amazing, He's going to have to be everything Ben Simmons wasn't. And I don't know if I don't see that happening, to be honest. I don't see the 76ers just, automatic. Like, I don't think the 76ers got better, really, with this trade. I think the Nets got better, but the 76ers, I don't know if they got better. This is one thing that I really have to see it. I really have to see how James Harden and Joel Embiid play together, because that's going to be so iffy, you know what I mean? And James Harden has a history of just, whenever he doesn't like something, he starts to moan, and he starts to, put up a fight and everything, he wants to get out. So, and then Joel Embiid isn't someone that's gonna, just pat him on the back and stuff, he's not Joel Embiid is like I don't know, he's not gonna just enable James Harden, he's gonna keep it real with James Harden. So we got to see how it goes. I really don't know how this whole 76er team is going to gel together. I really, really don't know. I would like for them to work out because I would like to see Joel Embiid, continue to go on this, historic run that he's having, MVP season. But I don't know how it's going to work with James Harden. I truly don't know how it works, and I'm very excited to see it. But yeah, the big three is over. I have ESPN open right now, and on the side it says Nash admits mulling what ifs with the Nets big three. That's just crazy, We never got to see the Nets big three, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, have a full season. They only played this season. They played, I think, 16 games, and they won 13. Like, they only lost 3 when they played together. That's so crazy, but because of COVID and Kyrie won't get the vaccine, because of Harden, I think Harden felt a certain way about that for sure. Harden was full bought in, and once Kyrie was not bought in and didn't make basketball his priority, I think James Harden definitely felt a certain way. And with Kevin Durant probably not picking a side, Kevin Durant just being like, hey, I'm just here to play basketball with y'all. I think James Harden definitely felt alienated from those two. And Kevin Durant getting hurt again, it definitely sucks. And the big three was just never the big three. When that trade happened, just when it was KD and Kyrie, that was crazy. Everybody was like, oh wow, But and then they, injuries. Where KD was still hurt, and Kyrie couldn't do it by himself. And then they get James Harden. And then Kyrie doesn't want to get vaccinated because of COVID. And it's just like, wow. So it's very crazy that the Brooklyn Nets big three was never really a big three. It was really never a big three. And that's crazy. I think that's going to be the biggest what if in all NBA history. That's 3 of the top 20 players. Top 15. That's crazy. That's so crazy. And it is supposed to be amazing. And we never saw it. And same with the Philadelphia 76ers. We never got to see, we got to see it, but we didn't get to see the full potential of everyone between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons was never reached. That full potential was never reached, and we'll never ever see it ever again. So it's just crazy. This NBA trade deadline was crazy. It was very crazy. But I wish the Lakers participated. But no one wanted to do anything with THT and Kendrick Nunn and a second round pick. No one wanted that. No one wanted to do anything with that, which sucks. But hey, there's always the buyout, right? Oh well. Yeah, but trade deadline was a lot of fun. There's a lot of other trades going on, but I think this is the biggest trade for all NBA fans. It's the one that we've been waiting for. It's the one the Ben Simmons saga is finally over. And I think everybody's been waiting for that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens when they make their season debuts. And yeah, this is my first NBA video. Haven't made any NBA videos, but this trade, I had a lot of thoughts. And yeah, I'm very excited to see. There's no Laker videos coming out soon, most likely, because the Lakers season is over. They are garbage. They're boo-boo. Tomato. Yeah, but, this is my first NBA video. Regardless of yeah, I had a lot of fun. I hope to cover some more NBA stories in the future. Hopefully some other cool stuff happens. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Check out the links in the description. And check out my social medias. And leave a comment if you think... Which team do you think is better right now for this trade? Who won the trade in your opinion? I want to know. Because like I said, casual NBA fan, I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. But I think I have it right this time. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Links in the description. Comment down below. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.